Okay, this is my audience. Have you ever thought about how many people visit the emergency room a year? Well, according to Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 130.4 million Americans visit the emergency room a year. And that's just in the United States. Imagine all around the whole world. If it weren't for nurses and doctors, then all these people wouldn't be cured. I'm here to inform you about becoming a nurse and what nurses specifically do. There are various types of nurses. However, getting into the nursing field can be challenging because of the exams and classes that are needed. But it's a great way to make a difference and help people in the world. I've had lots of personal experience through job shadowing. I got to job shadow as being a medical explorer. The first thing that I job shadowed was the wound clinic. I got to see different wounds like blisters, spider bites, and burns, and this was interesting. The next thing I job shadowed was the labor and delivery unit. I got to watch a birth, and I got to see the nurses measure, weigh, and get the footprints of the baby, which that was fun to watch. The next thing I job shadowed was the operating room. The operating room, I got to see a 4-hour hip surgery, which this felt like I was in a movie because you were all clothed, no skin could be showing due to safety issues. You wore gloves, hairnet, booties, scrubs, lead suit, glasses, everything was covered. The next thing I job shadowed was the radiology and sonography, which this was a little bit boring to me because there wasn't a whole lot going on, but I did get to see a couple women get to see a gender reveal, which was nice. The most favorite thing that I job shadowed was the emergency room. I got to see different people with different illnesses like stomach aches, toothaches, poison ivy, people coming in from the nursing home, a variety of different people. I also got to see the different technology that they use, which was like for people that have hard to see veins, they used a vein reader, which it would make a light glow in their skin and you could see the veins. The next, they also used a translator for people that didn't speak English very well, which there was this man that spoke Spanish and didn't speak English, and when he talked into the phone, he could actually, it would translate it back to English for the nurse. The emergency room was my favorite because of all the different types of people you get to see, and you never know what's going to be coming, and it keeps you on your toes. There's different types of nurses and different degrees that you can get, and there's different tests that are required. The lowest that you can be is like a registered nurse, which takes about 2 years to get, and you make about $58,000 depending on the state that you live in. The next thing, you can get your bachelor's, which it takes another 2 years on top of that, which you make more, obviously, which is about $63,000. You can also become a nurse practitioner, which you make closer to $100,000 or even more. And this comes from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. The most important exam that you have to pass is the NCLEX exam, which according to ncsvn.org, it costs $200 to register, and you have to pass this to get in the nursing school. You can only retake it 45 days after you take the exam. It's a computerized test that's multiple choice, and once you've passed or failed, the test will stop. But if you get the first 70 questions right, it'll automatically say that you've passed. The most classes that you have to take to become a nurse that are required is chemistry, biology, microbiology, nutrition, sociology, anatomy, lots of science classes, and I got that from the Berkeley University of California's website, but you can see that on a lot of different colleges' websites. What do nurses do? Nurses not just only help people, they do a lot of other things. The one thing that I noticed that they do all the time when I job shadow is that they chart everything. If they get a patient a drink, they have to chart it, or if they give them medicine, they have to write it down, or if they give them a blanket, everything's charted for information that they have to, that's part of their job. Nurses have to have good communication because they must be good communicators with the doctors and other nurses. They also have to be emotionally strong because they have to handle whenever bad things happen, because they obviously do happen. They also need to pay attention to detail, always pay attention to different types of medicines or details of the patient to reference to the doctor. They also need to be patient and calm because they are dealing with different types of people that can range from babies all the way up to the elderly. All these different ways on being a nurse come from StraderLine.com. Nursing is different than most jobs because you can actually pick the type of schedule that you'd like to have. Some nurses work 8-hour days, 5 days a week, and some work 12-hour shifts, 3 to 4 days a week. And you get to choose maybe if you want to work in a hospital, at a clinic, or at a school. The salaries range depending on your state and degree that you have. Clearly, nursing is a great way to help people, and there's several things you have to be capable of doing, but there's a variety of options of different nurses that you can become. There are various types of nurses, however, getting into the nursing career can be challenging, but it's a great way to help people make a difference in the world.